Just do it. That seems to be Nike's attitude when it comes to standing up for China. The shoe company that famously chose to back Colin Kaepernick rather than the national anthem is now trying a different country on for size, calling themselves a brand of the communist nation. On an earnings call this week, the Nike CEO said, quote, "We are the largest sport brand there, and we are a brand of China and for China. Consumers feel a strong, deep connection to the Nike, Jordan, and Converse brands in China, and it's real." Here now to react is Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. All right, Senator, 1.4 billion people in China. That's a lot of feet. Those feet need shoes. I don't begrudge Nike from going after that market, but I don't like the sucking up to the communist Chinese regime that just basically let a virus escape and kill 600,000 of us.
I guess Nike's attitude towards genocide in China is just do it.
I mean, you have to have some sort of self-awareness as a company, Senator, to be doing business with a brutal regime that's been accused of genocide, that sloppy lab killed millions of people worldwide, covered it up, and is actively trying to undermine the United States of America. What kind of danger does this pose to the U.S. consumer?
Well, Jesse, it poses a big danger because Nike CEO is just another example of what I call the China lobby.
Yeah.
All of the woke CEOs, the big Hollywood movie studios, the university presidents who depend on full-freight Chinese students coming to their campuses, the lobby firms in Washington, the news networks that are either owned by or affiliated with those Hollywood studios needing access to the Chinese market. They all lobby, in effect, on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party. And let's remember, too, that these woke CEOs saddle up their high horse and ride it hard in America. You talked about Nike with Colin Kaepernick. But when they get into China, they kowtow before the powers that be. And they never bring up anything like China's genocide against its own people, or crushing Hong Kong's autonomy, or unleashing this plague on the United States. All they care about in China is money.
You're right. And it's the China Alliance, or the China lobby, as you call it. We have the big corporate media tied into it, too, because they want a lot of action over there on the mainland, and it's just against the interests of the United States middle class. All right, I want to ask you about the Olympic hammer thrower. Gwen turned her back on the anthem. She only placed third in the hammer throw, so I don't know if she was bitter, but she actually took a lot of positive attention away from the other two Americans who placed first and second and destroyed all the chemistry that they had in the track and field female locker room, in my opinion. How do you see it?
Yeah, I agree, Jesse. You know, I don't think it's too much when athletes are competing to wear the Stars and Stripes, to compete under the Stars and Stripes in the Olympics, for them to simply honor that flag and our anthem on the medal stand. If Miss Berry is so embarrassed by America, then there's no reason she needs to compete for our country.
Exactly.
She should be removed from the Olympic team.
Yeah, if it's such a racist nation, why do you want to represent us in Tokyo? Makes no sense. I don't think she's ever thought of that. All right, so Kamala, not a great trip when she went down to the border, well, El Paso airport, and also when she went down to Guatemala and Mexico. Seems like she's getting demoted. They're sending Dr. Jill Biden over there to Tokyo to represent the United States during the games. I guess Joe's too busy here doing whatever it is Joe does. Do you think that there's a problem within the White House with Kamala Harris? Because it would seem like she'd be the natural pick to send over to represent the U.S. at the games.
Yeah, and, you know, we sent Vice President Pence to the South Korea games 3 years ago. I would say that Kamala Harris is fresh off another disastrous trip to the border. I guess you put the border in quotes because she just really had a layover at the El Paso airport en route to L.A., where she spent a long vacation weekend. Now, that said, I was never all that keen on her going to the border in the first place because I was confident she would do something to make the situation worse. So maybe it's good that she's not going to Tokyo because she'd probably cause our athletes to lose in every event that she was attending. The bigger question for me goes back to that first topic about China. It goes back to the first topic about China. China. Why? We're talking about who's going to go to Tokyo. That's fine. Japan is a strong ally. Why has the Biden administration not declared that they will not send a single official to the Beijing Winter Olympics next year? Congress has spoken in a bipartisan fashion saying that we should have a diplomatic boycott of those games, yet the Biden administration is once again playing a weak hand against China.
I agree. If I were president, God help us all, I would boycott the games in Beijing, because that would just totally destroy that regime. It would humiliate them, sponsors would pull out, and it would just be a domino effect. But I don't think Joe has what it takes to do that. Maybe it has something to do with the financial situation. I do not know. All right, Senator Tom Cotton, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jesse.